Hi, everybody. Yesterday, we left off with Mama accepting, or, well, in the very least, saying that she was going to consider the proposal by Theo Lewis. Whew, that was crazy. So let's just see where it went from there. They all crowded into Hortensia and Alfonso's tiny bedroom where Abuelita was resting, her swollen ankle propped on pillows. Esperanza sat on Abuelita's bed while Mamma and others stood. Alfonso, what are my options? Said Mamma. If you don't intend to marry him, Senora, you cannot stay here. He would burn down the servants' quarters next. There will be no income because there are no grapes. You will have to depend on charity of others, and they would be afraid to help you. You could move to some other part of Mexico, but in poverty. Lewis's influence is far-reaching. The room was quiet. Mamma looked out the window and tapped her fingers on the wooden sill. Hortensia went to Mamma's side and touched her arm. You should know that we've decided to go to the United States. Alfonso's brother has been writing to us about the big farm in California where he works now. He can arrange jobs in a cabin for us, too. We are sending the letter tomorrow. Mamma turned and looked at Abuelita. With no word spoken, Abuelita nodded. What if Esperanza and I went with you to the United States? Said Mamma. Mamma, we cannot leave Abuelita. Abuelita put her hand on Esperanza's. I would come later, when I am stronger. But my friends in my school, we can't just leave. And Papa, what would he think? What should we do, Esperanza? Do you think Papa would want me to marry Tio Luis and let him send you to a city in another school in another city? Esperanza felt confused. Her uncle said he would replace everything as it was, but she could not imagine Mamma being married to anyone but Papa. She looked at Mamma's face and saw sadness, worry, and pain. Mamma would do anything for her. But if Mamma married Tio Luis, she knew that everything would not really be as it was. Tio Luis would send her away, and she and Mamma wouldn't even be together. No, she whispered. You are sure that you want to go with us? Said Hortensia. I am sure, said Mamma, her voice stronger. But crossing the border is more difficult these days. You have your papers, but ours were lost in the fire, and they forbid anyone to enter without a visa. I will arrange it, said Abuelita. My sisters in the convent, they can discreetly get you duplicates. No one could know about this, Senora, said Alfonso. We would all have to keep it a secret if you come. This will be a great insult to Louis. If he finds out, he will prevent you from leaving the territory. A tiny smile appeared on Mamma's tired face. Yes, it would be a great insult to him, wouldn't it? In California, there is only field work, said Miguel. I am stronger than you think, said Mamma. We will help each other. Hortensia put her arm around Mamma. Abuelita squeezed Esperanza's hand. Do not be afraid to start over. When I was your age, I left Spain with my mother, father, and sisters. A Mexican official had offered my father a job here in Mexico, so we came. We had to take several ships, and the journey lasted months. When we arrived, nothing was as promised. There were many hard times, but life was also exciting. And we had each other. Esperanza, do you remember the story of the phoenix? The lovely young bird that is reborn from its own ashes? Esperanza nodded. Abuelita had read it to her many times from a book of myths. We are like the phoenix, said Abuelita, rising again with a new life ahead of us. When she realized she was crying, Esperanza wiped her eyes with her shawl. Yes, she thought, they could have a home in California, a beautiful home. Alfonso and Hortensia and Miguel could take care of them, and they'd be rid of the uncles, and Abuelita could join them as soon as she was well. Still sniffling and caught up with their affection and strength, Esperanza said, and and I could work too. They all looked at her, and for the first time since Papa died, everyone laughed.